Good afternoon, Eli Gain here outside of the Colts practice facility. We're entering week 5 into the season now. The Colts sitting at 3-1. They got off to that awesome start, undefeated. First time since 2009 that they're 3-0, but they hit their first sign of adversity, I guess you can say, after week 4, falling to the Rams on Sunday by a final score of 27-20. A game that was filled with mistakes, of course. That was from the coaching staff to certain players as well. Shane Steichen commented on how he wants to have those fixed throughout the week, and all you can do is kind of just get better by looking at the film, turning it on Monday, and then turning the page and moving on to this next matchup where the Las Vegas Raiders are going to be coming into town. They're coming off of a heartbreaking game themselves on Sunday against the Chicago Bears when they had a potential game-winning field goal that was blocked in the final seconds of that game. But they have pieces that are on that roster that can give the Colts fits. You look at the offensive game for the Raiders. Ashton Jeanty, top 10 overall pick, had his best game as a pro against Chicago. As a team, the Raiders ran for over 240 yards. Jeanty had 3 touchdowns on the ground. And then, of course, on the other side, the defensive side, Max Crosby is a human wrecking ball on that defensive line. He also had a big game against Chicago, had his first career interception, had a couple of sacks, a forced fumble. So there's some players who can, again, cause fits for this Colts team where, again, 3-1 right now, so things are still good. They're still sitting atop the AFC South, but now it's just turning the page and chugging along and making sure that they fix those mistakes from Sunday. And talking with the team on Wednesday, it feels like they're pretty confident in the players to be able to do that.
Shout out to the Fever on a hell of a season. I thought they did a great job doing it with so many people, and Coach White, the way they battled, obviously make it to the semifinals. Just hats off to them on the way they, went about their business all year. And then on to the Raiders. Obviously, a ton of respect for Coach Pete and what he's done in his career. They got a hell of a football team over there. Just offensively, Jeanty, obviously a top 5 pick, very talented player, very strong at the point of contact, doesn't shy away from contact, strong runner. Bowers is a hell of a player too, can do it all at the tight end position. And then just a ton of respect for Geno and what he's done. Had a chance to be with him for a year, coaching him at the Chargers. Just a ton of respect on his work ethic and how he went about his business, and to see the success he's had in Seattle and now with the Raiders. Just a ton of respect there. And then defensively, got some talented players. Obviously, Crosby's a hell of a football player. Just more respect for him. Just a relentless motor guy that makes a ton of plays all over the field. So a lot of respect for these guys, but looking forward to the challenge, being back at home in Lucas Oil should be good.
I know it's early in the season, but what happened last week? What's the level of urgency with this team right now trying to get this win?
Yeah, I think there's a ton of urgency every week in this league. Obviously, you got to put that behind you, move on, got to clean up on Monday. And then our guys are in the right mindset, just have that energy that we need and that laser focus in our preparation this week.
You look for it from your captains in asserting that accountability with players who may lose judgment?
Yeah, I think those guys obviously are the leaders of the football team. And just like, as a coach, like those guys, I empower those guys too, to hold those guys accountable too. And obviously when certain situations come up, like you guys know this, I mean, no player's trying to make a mistake. You know what I mean? They're not trying to do something bad, and things happen. And so it is accountability within those guys, but it's also uplifting those guys too and saying, hey, this is a bump in the road. If something happens, boom, we get back on it, and we got another game, put it behind you, and let's go to work.
You digest the film from the game in LA. What are the things that you build off of this week, and then what are the changes that you implement?
Yeah, first, just like to say, extending, thoughts and prayers to Mr. Mara, John Mara, and the whole Mara family, the Giants. It's a tough situation, praying for him and a speedy recovery. Mara family means a ton to the NFL, and definitely thinking about them during this tough time. But yeah, the game on Sunday, I think, we did some things well. We did some things not as good, and that hurts against a good team. So I think ball security obviously is the main thing for me. I got to protect it and make sure we're finishing every drive with a kick. So I think that's a point of emphasis. I think there's also plenty of positives. I think there's some good things we were able to do, create plays and move the ball against a good defense. So we'll build on that and then correct the things we need to.
When you looked at the 2 interceptions the next day. What stuck out to you about him?
Like I said after the game, I think the first one was just a throw. I got to get it out there more and let him run into it. Second one, just a decision late in the game where trying to make something happen. You're not in that mode yet with 3 timeouts and a minute to go.
I asked Shane about, I know it's early right now, but what is the level of sense of urgency going into this game against the Raiders and try to turn things around and get a win this week?
Yeah, I think it's a super high sense of urgency. I think, we're all determined to get back out there and play well. I don't think there's an idea that we need to, necessarily turn things around. I think it's about, getting back to what we do and executing well, learning from what we didn't do as well last week, and continuing to improve as a team every week.
Danny, how quickly do you have to turn the page on a game? You have to learn from what you didn't do right, but don't you have to turn pretty quickly? I mean, these games come quick.
Yeah, I think Monday obviously is the day you review it and go over all that and clean it up, and then you're on to the next week pretty quick. So that's the way the NFL works, and I think our guys have done that well.
Max Crosby gets all the attention for the Raiders defense. But what else is they found out?
I think they flow quickly, attack the ball. They're downhill. It's an aggressive group. I think in pass coverage they're flying around and good defense. So we'll have to be ready for them.
What sticks out about Max Crosby?
I think just his motor, how hard he plays, play in and play out. I think when you think about all the best players at that position, I think that's the first thing you see is just how hard they play every single play, and he does it as well, if not better than anybody in the league.
This is your first really bout of adversity with this team, I think. What do you see in this group that makes you feel like you'll be able to bounce back right away?
I think we have a mature team, and guys are ready to go, locked in this week, and ready to clean it up and fix what we didn't do as well. And I think everyone's we're still very confident in who we are as a team, what we can be, and determined to make progress and get there.
What do you think has led to some of the offensive penalties? Having more of them than you all have had in years past?
I don't know. I think every situation is a little bit different. I think from my standpoint, you got to make sure we're communicating consistently. Everybody's on the same page, and we're operating well at the line of scrimmage.
So many positives you can take away, though. You're in first place in the AFC South right now. From your perspective as a QB, give me your assessment of what you've liked so far in this first quarter of the season for the guys here.
I think we've done a lot of things well. I think overall, I think we've executed consistently and moved the ball. I think that's been a real positive. I think we've been able to run it. We've been able to throw it. We've been able to create big plays, and I think a lot of that is things we can build off of and go forward with. But we'll continue to shore up what we haven't done as well. But I think, like I said, we're a confident group, and we know there's plenty to work on, but we're excited about where we're headed.
I know you touched on it a little bit at the beginning with the Miracle can work out where you want to in New York, but when you have an opportunity to realize your dream, it helps you do that. What does that feel like?
Yeah, a ton. I think the opportunity to play in the NFL and represent the Mara family was a huge honor for me, and was able to build a lot of special relationships there and with the Mara family, and certainly grateful to them. So they mean a ton to football, to the history of the NFL, our game, and are still lead ambassadors for this game.
You guys have been so good at home. You guys have been so good at home this year. How much are you looking forward to getting a chance to get back in front of the home crowd and a big game coming up against the Raiders?
We're excited. I think playing at home and playing in front of our crowd has been great for us so far this year, and we're excited to get back in there. He's a good coach. I think what they're doing now is maybe a little bit different than some of the things he was doing when I was with him, but he's a great coach, coaches hard, and has his guys ready to go, disciplined, knowing what to do, and they'll be ready to go on Sunday.
Can't think that happened.
Man, I would, I would say, especially, in his mind, it's not really a what if because he played the game how it was supposed to. He worked as hard as he possibly could. He gave every single thing that he had to this game. I watched him limp around here with one foot and go take the ball away in 11 straight games. So I don't really know if he even lives in a what if world. Obviously, I would have loved if we could have been able to, continue to play together for a number of years, but. He's a person that never cheated the game, never cheated the grind, worked as hard as he could and gave everything he could. So I think he took everything from the game that he could.
I apologize you answered this already, Z, but when you talk about him being from that small town and you see him now giving back to that same team and kind of coaching them up, what does that mean? And you kind of see him be Coach Shaq for a bit.
Man, it's just the same. We used to sit next to each other in meetings laughing whenever it was a good defense installed or a good point made. I'm gonna use that one day, So I'm glad to see my man putting it to use. I bumped into him at the Fever game last week, and I asked him if he was running our old linebacker drills. So he was running through that a little bit too. So it was good to see him, man. I'm just happy for him, bro. I know he went through a lot of torment the last few years. Just first off, just with his body, just trying to get that, ready to play. And man, I'm just glad he's getting the flowers that he deserves. And he's a great player and impacted the city in a positive way. So.
Did he ever share the secret of the punch out with you?
He has actually. He has. It's not really a secret. He just gets really, really mad and punches somebody. So, just don't piss him off. But people don't piss me off either. So. Yeah. So. Oh, they gonna kill me for this, but yeah. So we was roommates on the road. It was our second game, our rookie year, and I had the flu. I was sick, and my wife would say I already have a really bad snoring problem, and D. Leonard caught the brunt of it that night, and so bad that he actually had to sleep in the tub in the bathroom of our hotel room. But then he woke up the next day, went 18 tackles, forced fumble, and set all kind of records, defensive player of the week. So I told him he need to sleep in that tub more often. So yeah, man. I got a ton of stories of just the different things that D. Leonard done. And, he was so superstitious. He used to wear the same shirt for like 2 years. He used to wear the same shirt underneath his pads, and then one day before a game, he was like, "See, I can't find it. Like, I don't know where my shirt is." I said, "Bro, that T-shirt ain't make you all pro, gang. So you gotta move on from that." He's just a crazy dude, man. I'm just glad, like I said, I'm just glad he's getting the honor, the flowers he deserves. We've had a lot of times, some tough times and some good times. I'm just glad he's gonna get that celebration that he deserves. So, it's a good job.
How have you seen Nick Cross grow and take advantage of his opportunities throughout his NFL career, but especially last year coming into this year with his defense?
Nick is a ascending player in this league. I think, last year he put his stamp on that position. It's just about who he could be. Physical player, could take the ball away, can make plays in the passing game, make plays in the run game. And, I think now just in this new scheme, he's been able to take advantage of his opportunities, get after the quarterback, which is cool to see. But he's obviously a talented player, and he just continued to get better. He's one of those young kids that was challenged a lot early in his career based off of expectations of other people, and really just locked in and became the top player he's supposed to be.
So you give us your take on Ashton Genty, the top rookie running backs you're going to see this Sunday.
Yeah, good player, physical player, has a great contact balance and, runs behind his pass. So, we got to rally to the ball and, 11 versus 1 to get him down on the ground.
Sarah was asking Coach Shane about, I know it's early, but what is the level of urgency right now in trying to, bounce back after last week and try to get a win here this week against the Raiders?
I wouldn't say, I think our level of urgency is as high as it was before week 1. I think we always been continuing to push to be the best versions of ourselves every week. We're not going to overreact to a loss the same way we wasn't overreacting to the wins. I will say, after the performance that we had this past Sunday, just not playing the clean the game as we want to. I think that's important for us. But this is a new week, new opportunity, new challenge. So we're just going to attack Wednesday the best way we can and hopefully come out on Sunday and play the best ball we can.
You like this group? It's built to bounce back from adversity, isn't it, with the leadership in here?
No question. I think just, the amount of guys in this locker room that's fought through things, not only in the league but in their life. These guys don't blink with adversity. I think you felt that a little little bit in the fourth quarter, even when things weren't going our way or things kept coming up, the guys kept fighting, kept battling, and, we just got to clean some of that stuff up and get a win on Sunday.
Is some of the best medicine coming off a loss, having that opportunity to be at home in front of your home crowd? How much you looking forward to that?
Oh, no question. No fake crowd noise, just the real fans turned up, and yeah, I can't wait to be back home. Like I said, Shaq getting his celebration is going to be a good one.
As an NFL player, how much can you build off of that coming up this game with the Raiders?
I think I could build a lot off of it, just in terms of get my feet set. So I feel like, this next game and carrying on, it'll be definitely a big step for me for sure.
Give me your take on Geno Smith and what kind of a QB is he, from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, he's someone who stays in the pocket, very good athlete, stays in the pocket, but then works to get out. So I feel like, as long as we're collapsing that pocket and making him escape, we'll have a lot of, chances to get a lot of sacks this game.
Is Max stood out to you a guy that you watch in particular? Or?
Yeah, I feel like most DNs in this league watch Max for sure.
What have you taken from him? What have you learned?
I mean, really just his tenacity, but I've taken a couple moves from him for sure, and just really how he sees the game, and got to talk with him in the offseason, stuff like that. So, I mean, definitely carrying that into my game.
What has stood out to you personally from what you're seeing from the guys around you defensively, and what you guys have been able to do this past few weeks?
Like in our room?
Just the positive line, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I feel like, dudes are around the ball. We're flocking to the ball. Dudes doing their job. I mean, in the back end, getting quarterback to hitch and giving us time to get to the quarterback. So, I mean, with the linebackers giving us our checks and stuff like that. So, I mean, I feel like overall as a defense in that room, we're definitely playing, good ball. Maybe not to our potential at times, sometimes just because we hold ourselves to a high standard, but I feel good with everybody in the room. We're close-knit, and I feel like on the field we just groove together.
How do you measure success as the defensive end? We look at stats and whatever. What matters to you as a player?
I feel like if I'm getting the quarterback off his spot in the pass, obviously getting sacks, QB hits and stuff like that, making some openings for my guys on the inside, and just playing stout in the run and not letting them have, not losing contain on my side or, collectively as a D line, not letting them run all over us. So I feel like as a DN, there's a little bit of everything that gets tied in.
You had Stafford last week, now you got Geno this week. How much you looking forward to just, going up against a different quarterback, but a guy who's been around for some time?
Yeah, no, definitely looking forward to that, especially after getting Stafford down. So I'm looking forward to, getting Geno too. And I mean, shoot, there's opportunities everywhere for us up front for sure.
Something Oh no, you lost a bet with default? Is this another Buckner bet?
We've seen worse.
That's brutal.
It could have been worse. It could have been a duck outfit.
That's true. That hat right there, take us through that. We saw what happened, but teammate make you put that on?
Yeah, lost a bet, friendly bet, and here we are. So not too bad. Just the media session, so it shouldn't be bad. You see him back there. If you want to flip the cameras back there and say
You look good, bud. You should have been a doctor.
Quack. Tyler, as a player, whether it's college, high school, pros, how quickly do you have to turn the page on a game, good or bad?
Yeah, I think it's the same kind of in college and now. It's a very fast-moving season, and you have the Monday when you come and get the corrections and learn from it, and then it's on to the next opponent. So you can't. That's win or lose, right? You have a good week, you got to move on. You have a bad week, move on. So it's fast.
When you look at this matchup against the Raiders, what stands out about them defensively as you guys get ready this Sunday?
Yeah, I think obviously, they have good edge players, so that'll be a big, key going into it. And then they got some veteran guys, in the back end. So I think that it's a good team with a lot of experience, so it'll be a big challenge.
3-1.
Tyler, do you know Brock Bowers at all?
No, I haven't met him personally, but obviously great tight end.
Watching film, what do you see or what did you see in college or now in the NFL?
Yeah, I think he's got, a lot of natural stuff, and I think he's one of those guys that plays the game the right way, right, and with great efforts. I think that's kind of what sticks out.
3-1 right now, first place in the division. What has stood out to you from what you like about the team, on the positive side that's made you guys, play so well so far this year?
I think we're pretty close as a team, and as you know, from the offensive side speaking, I think we're close to the offense, and then the amount of weapons we have, I think, has helped us kind of being able to spread the ball around. And Daniel's been playing great, and the O-line's been playing good. So I think it's just been kind of a big picture thing. It's been really good.
Yeah, I know you talk about leadership on this team. What has Michael Pittman Jr. meant to you and just this offense so far this year?
Yeah, he's been awesome, obviously on the field, and then off the field coming in. He's still always going to make sure I know I'm the rookie, right? But he takes care of me and helps me out in a lot of different ways. So it's been awesome to get to know him, and he's been a big help kind of for me, getting settled in as a rookie.
How great is it for you to see witness what he's been able to do on this field right now with these touchdowns, game after game? How great has that been?
Yeah, I think he's just a real reliable guy, very consistent, and when he does get the ball in his hands, he's usually going to make one or two guys miss and can turn 5 yards into 15 really easily. So he's been awesome.
And for us, the team-wise, what is the mindset going in this week? I mean, we talk about wins. How you get one win, you can get them going, but you get a loss, I think the same thing happened there. So what is the focus going into this season?
Yeah, I think it's being able to move on. Like I said earlier, whether it is good or bad, moving on and preparing for the next week, because that's the most important thing.
So the Colts, of course, have a couple more practice days, and then here it is. It's going to be Game 5 of the season before we know it on Sunday. Once again, Colts and the Raiders kicking off at Lucas Oil Stadium. Another big announcement that was made on Wednesday. Former three-time All-Pro linebacker Shaquille Leonard is going to be retiring as a Colt. So we obviously know the type of career he had, the massive seasons that he had for that defense, riddled with injuries near the end of his career, but certainly one of the best to ever put on a Colts jersey. And talking, of course, as you heard there, to Zaire Franklin, saying he has tons of stories about Leonard and their time being teammates and whatnot. And he says he's extremely happy that he's going to be receiving his flowers and being celebrated on Sunday before the game. We're also going to talk with him, too, before the game, so we're going to hear from him on 13 News, as well as right here on WTHR+. So just keep it with us. We got you covered all season long as the Colts enter Week 5 with a record of 3-1, taking on the Raiders on Sunday. Covering the Colts outside their practice facility, I'm Eli Gain for 13 Sports. Have a good day.